All right, guys, how's it going? It's now Monday, April the 15th, halfway in the month already, and we're doing very well. So I'm going to do a quick technical analysis. I'm actually going to try to be much more consistent. I realize that some people actually don't use Twitter, and they're missing out on a lot of key information. So I'm going to try to make my updates maybe 4 or 5 minutes and actually try to put them on YouTube just to appeal to more people, right? And so I can make longer videos as well. So let's do a very quick technical analysis for Bitcoin. Once again, it's April the 15th. It's Monday right now. It's already halfway throughout the month, and I'm actually on a roll this month already. Okay, I'm on pace to do about $18,000 or something, but I'm not shooting for that, right? Because I'm at 9 Canadian for the month, shooting for about I really don't like talking about like the financial part of money, like money, right? You know, trading. But unfortunately, we do work in a setting where the majority of our communication is about money, right? So we have to be comfortable in some aspect, as long as we differentiate it between work, like how you and I are professionally communicating, and friendship, right? I don't really talk about these kind of things with friends because you don't want to ever talk about money with friends. It's kind of a boundary you don't cross, right? But I am doing really well this month for my first month back. I aim to have a very big month this year because I did take all of February off. I took all of March off as well, and part of January as well. So I'm a little bit behind for months. But the cool thing is, I've in 2 months of working, or a month and a half rather, I've made more than half of an engineer's salary. So I used to be an engineer, so I can poke on that, right? Or I used to work in the field, doing HVAC stuff, doing chilled beam designs, etc., right? So I can poke at that old field of mine. So today, as you see, the shorts got liquidated, right? They didn't get liquidated much, 1%, and longs got liquidated as well. They both ended up getting liquidated. Okay, so today, what ended up happening for Bitcoin was very pure, in my opinion. And what ended up happening was that we ended up downtrending because of several reasons. One major, or three major reasons to me. Actually, let's just say two major reasons for now, okay? We can find many. It doesn't really matter. Is that we downtrend because, well, we're hitting a resistance here that's been formed for a fairly long period of time. See this? 1, 2, 3, 4 peaks. Fifth peak could have happened, but if it broke through, you would have went long, right? So that was one reason why we're hitting a trend line resistance. Another one is we're hitting another trend line that was previously a support but is now a resistance. That's all right in my opinion as well. Okay, not bad. So that was kind of expected. And then we were getting massive dojis as well over here. Okay, I don't think I put out a TA video since April the 1st, so it's been a while. So I owe you guys a video, and I'm going to be very consistent. And lately, I've been very reliable with my word, not because it's a promise to you guys or ladies. It's a promise to myself, right? We always have to do what we say. I've learned that just through holding yourself accountable, right? When you hold yourself accountable, that's where that's where confidence, and that's also where confidence comes in as well, right? Sorry, I said that twice. That's where confidence comes in, and that's where discipline comes in as well, okay? So yeah, so we're also hitting a Fibonacci range over here, right? Let's just take it of the whole structure, shall we? Of the whole structure over here. I don't know why it went to that one over there. Let me just zoom out a little bit further. Here we go. It hit the 0.5 Fibonacci range, okay, of this entire structure right here. Let me just level it off a little bit better for you. There we go. So you see the 0.5 Fibonacci range right here, okay? Bounce right off of it. We get basically two candles that are equivalent to a tweezer pair candle if you look at it that way, right? So I see it as, I saw it bearish the whole single time. I kept seeing this as sidestepping down. The moment that this histogram showed up, that's where we ended up downtrending heavily, right? We tried to get to the positive, but it couldn't. And bam, this shooting star candle comes up, tries to tick up positively. Easy to deduce it was going to be a short opportunity. And how were targets derived, right? You guys have seen me tweeting about not breaking 5,200 for a while now. And the reason I've been tweeting about it were all the aforementioned reasons, right? Everything I said before. And I said anywhere between 5,000, 5,150. First, we'll test it very lightly, which we didn't at all, actually. Well, we did sort of, right? Because we would test this top part. And then, of course, after that, the next region that it would most likely fall down to is somewhere in there, right? So we're going to get support there for now. So take a guess, where do you think this is going to land up? Well, let's use two logical points that we have right now. And then after we find two logical points, we say to ourselves and admit that a trend line is usually formed after three. So this is kind of risky, but more risk, more possibility of reward. More so what this does, in my opinion, is it allows us to demarcate, okay? It allows us to create these areas that we can block off and section. So that's clearly a section right now. So now we also acknowledge the fact that, hey, well, I can go down to there. It can go back, if it went there, it can go there, right, after. So this is a path for it to go down this way, right? If it bounced down there one more, or perhaps if it went up, just hypothetically, we got to keep in mind that people are like, oh, you're trading Bitcoin when it's only moving up 2%. We have to understand that Bitcoin has a direct multiplication factor to other coins. So if Bitcoin goes up 1%, as an example, Ethereum might go up 1%, times 2, right? It might go up 2%. Ethereum might be like times 2.5 of Bitcoin's movement. So 1% is a lot, guys, especially to a day trader. Now, you go to any day trader and you say to them that 1% is little. They'll look at you and say to you, have you ever done the math for $10 or $100,000 positions? If you won 1% every day and grew it, it would be something like $500,000 a year if you made it like 600,000 just from compound interest. More than that, it'd be ridiculous, right? So 1% a day adds up to 365% a year. So anybody who says that percentage gains, it needs to be really big all the time, right? And there's only one strategy to trade. Generally speaking, the best traders are the ones that are very open-minded. Okay, they're very open-minded, and just as an example, here are some quotes that I like. Okay, right? If you're the smartest person in the room, then you're not the smartest. Okay, or if you think you're the smartest person in the room, you're not the smartest, because intelligent people know that they don't believe they have some superiority complex, right? So, and another thing that I'd like to say often is, for example, is this. And have you ever heard, for example, if there's 10 people in a room and they're all voting for something, if 9 people agree, it is the 10th person's obligation to disagree, to cause controversy, to allow more brainstorming, right? You got to disagree. My point is, the people that think that there's only one way to trade, where there's only one way to enter a position, and this is the best way, it's very narrow-minded. I apologize for labeling people like that, because clearly my strategy's been, do you guys remember 2 years ago when people were really knocking on my strategy? It doesn't happen anymore, guys. When you prove yourself and you're doing 6 figures plus from trading a year, proof on Twitter, you don't really get knocked on. My point is to encourage you guys to develop your own style always, and it will come to play. How do you develop it? You find out who you are through what you can tolerate and what kind of risk allowance you can take. Me, I can take a lot of pain, guys. I'm the master at laddering and losing position. No, I'm kidding. That's a joke. Never ladder into a massively losing position when you have highly exceeded your stop loss. Something I always tell people. I used to double down when I was down 10%. Think of that, okay? Doubling down when you're down 10%. You don't want to do that, right? You don't want that. You want to just stick to your stop loss and allocate a new one and just be done with it. That's what you got to do. But all I'm saying is, back to the 1% gain. This might be a small. Sorry, my throat's really dry right now. Let me just actually get some water. Oh, I have some right here. Sorry about that. Yeah, so if you guys don't know, like, this is where I trade from, right? At night. Let me just show you really quick. There you go. Yeah, let me show you guys, okay? This is where I trade at night. I have it on a laptop tray. That's my kitchen area. It's my TV. Oops, my mouse always falls off. Yeah, so it's kind of, this is kind of just my area that I trade, right? I'll show you this view on the other side, okay? So I got this massive clear window that overlooks the city and the river. It's beautiful. This place is it's too big for me, so I'm actually moving. If you guys don't know, right? I'm moving to Montreal, Quebec, in anytime between 2 weeks and 2 months. So I'm really looking forward to going there and meeting a lot of the people that I met there last time. It was honestly the best part of my life that I've had in a long time. And my trip for Europe, it actually was not nearly as good as actually going to Montreal. So anyways, back to this. I'm always going to throw anecdotes at you guys, okay? Because people learn differently. Some people listen by listening. Some people learning by watching. Some people learn by participating. Some people just listen and learn in general, right? Different ways. So I'm just trying to let you guys know that there's no wrong or right way to approach a strategy that you're developing. So my goal is to actually be bearish, okay? The reason why is because let's go take a look at the level 2 really quickly, okay? Let's open the demo. Sometimes I don't need to log in because I put all my stuff far away and safe, because just for safety reasons, so I go to demo. So now I'm looking at, oh, BSV, right, 25%. Now it's on my mind a little bit. Why the heck is it on my mind? Because it was delisted on Binance, okay? Enough of that, whatever, Craig Wright stuff. He was really annoyed by it. They got delisted. Tough luck. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Now we're looking at Bitcoin, right? Is it going to bounce? So let's take a look at BAB very quickly here, right? Or sorry, BSV. So that's going to be a really hot contender as well for the people that are interested in some things. Look at this. You guys just see what happened right there? In 2 hours, it spiked up. Some guy liquidated. Look right there. Did you guys see this right here? Look. Unbelievable. This flash crash that happened for 30 freaking percent. Yeah, so that's interesting to me because it might be listed on another exchange and then it'll pick up, right? So in terms of Bitcoin, guys, I'm doing a very brief one. It's not going to be that long. I believe that we're going to keep hammering at this $5,000 range. And then we're not going to break out of there for another week. Really, that's my opinion, okay? Another week or something, or until this formation actually forms. I think that it's going to hover right around the 200 moving average for the 2-hour time frame. I think that we might get a bounce off of here. If not, it's going to get a death cross and probably go down to these regions right around here. That is the next fall support region, right? No doubt about it. But we have to understand, guys, that this is a really tough resistance to get through. And we're not going to get through it. I'm sorry to say, we're not going to get through for a while. I know some people have been saying things like maybe not. I'm not talking about like a month. Like we're just going to smash through it. How do you smash through it? When this was a major one right here, okay? This was a major one that ended up lasting about 2 weeks, right? Yeah, 15 days. It ended up lasting until it broke out of it. So now it's a pretty major landmark, right? So not only that, if we broke it, we got some major plays here coming up at 6K. Do you guys really think anyone will go long at 6K? No, people will short the heck out of it, because if it ended up taking about taking almost a year to break it, right? It's going to take a long time as well to break out of it. So I'm just giving you guys a long-term forecast as well. So these are by far the most important resistances that we have so far to date. I will say the lower point here, I don't see resistance as a number, as, oh, it is this number, 1,265.829589, whatever. A little bit too accurate, right, guys? You don't want that. So what you want is this. You want a range, okay? Clearly, this range between 5,400 to 5,800, scary. Unless we get a lot of lots of volume, then we can go into a long position once we break out of it, right? We can target around 5,800 just to be safe or something, right? And we can stop right below that wick. That you're gonna get a nice risk to reward, right? You risk like 2%. It's like a 2.22 risk to reward with a 6% possible gain. So yeah, I'll be interested in logging Bitcoin when it does actually break above 52.83. That's going to be my plans. I can't stop smiling. I don't know why. I just feel really good lately. I've been going out a lot and like doing very healthy things lately. I'm just proud of everybody. All right, guys. So I forgot what I was talking about. I just stepped out for a minute or two. So level 2, the people are stacking, guys. Like even though these are nice, they could be fake orders, right? That are just laddering to create the illusion that it's going to come down because the bears actually want to fill up their shorts. Who knows, right? Who knows? But from the Elliott wave count that I see, this looks like a third count, guys. It legitimately looks like a third count, which is awesome, right? So it could be something like that, okay? And this is 1, 2, 3, 4 somewhere, and then 5 going up. My opinion, guys, it's going to be something like that, okay? I think we're going to get massive resistance over there, 5,800 range. We're going to come down to some major support. Who knows? But this has got to do it. There's no other way. And then this one right there, wave 5, is to be determined, right? There's no other way to see this unless someone's got I saw a guy I saw a guy on YouTube and on Twitter who has 35,000 followers. I won't say who. And I kid you not, the guy drew it like this. Okay, it almost made me want to laugh. It just, you don't try to read 2 pages of Elliott Wave and then you call that ABC, okay? ABC. You just don't effing do that, please, okay? Just please don't do that. It's really offensive to Elliott Wave traders, okay? I wish I could say who. I don't even know who the guy is. Some random dude that popped up that puts calls on once in a while, right? Because people like to follow calls. Simple as that. And yeah. But anyways, you don't call this ABC, please, for the love of whoever, okay? So anyways, this has been many different X structures that have failed multiple times. This is not what an amateur does. I'm not trying to be negative. You know what? Let's leave out the negativity. I'm not the same person anymore. But I'm just saying that just be really careful of who you follow and make sure that you're confirming what they're saying, because I don't want you guys to get screwed over, right? I don't want you to follow someone blindly, because that's not the goal of what I'm doing. The goal of what I'm doing is to genuinely help you guys become a better trader and a more self-aware person, whether it be for life or trading or family. Now, who am I to help? Nobody. Just a random dude online sharing all of his negative stuff that he's been through, and maybe some people can relate. Just like how I'm sharing my experiences as well, right? So yeah, so weird. I've got this like ringing in my ear that's been very painful because of my car system, my sound system, and now I'm getting like ringing in my ear, so I'm always hearing ringing left and right. It's probably tinnitus. I hope it heals soon, right? So anyways, guys, yeah, there you have it. Those are my targets, I don't know where this is going to go once again at all, but what I do know is that that's probably a structure somewhere there, and that could be in there somewhere still. If I'm wrong, maybe the third wave is not even done yet, and we could break out one more, and there could be one more subwave coming down. I'm not really sure, but those are my targets and my resistances that you see. 50 right on top of this guy around there, okay? Around 5,500, 5,450, 5,500, huge resistance, all the way to 5,850. So if you're lucky to buy that breakout there, you're going to get a really nice gain of about 6-7%, right? So let's play this by ear. Wanted to catch you guys up very quickly. The goal tomorrow is to see where this is going to find support or breakdown or sideways. But guys, don't be too optimistic of a bull market returning anytime soon or lots of volatility. The next time we'll get volatility is if we go from here to here to get 2.5% for Bitcoin going long, or if we go short on Bitcoin, breaking down there, right? Breaking well below, or if we end up going there and you miss it and it goes there, then we basically just downtrend. But either way, there's a lot of different plays that we can look at, and I hope we're opening up our eyes in a way that allows us to learn how to find more of these. Because my favorite quote's always Warren Buffett, right? What he said is, they asked him, why didn't you catch things like Google and Amazon and Facebook? You know what he said? You just can't catch them all. But I got in on other things, as long as you just catch some, right? So that's the key thing, to develop our eye and hone it to the point where it has the skills for us to identify setups. So these are what my eyes see that I will gladly share with my baby whales, and hopefully over a set of time or a period of time, you guys will also develop your own as well, and you guys won't need Mama Whale anymore. So have yourselves a great night. Thank you very much for joining me quickly. Bye now.